welcome back to Matt's Mindful Meals. It's been about 6 months since I've done a video, and the reason I started doing the videos back about 18 months ago was to help me with my speech, because obviously you know that I'd had long COVID and it messed around with my speech, my memory, and obviously my fitness, which is starting to come back, so I'm feeling in a really good place. Time for me now was a little bit short because I now work away from the area where my family live, so I need to spend time travelling back to come and see those guys, so time to get out in the woods has been really minimal. So this weekend I made a special effort to come out, and I was going to meet up with the Goonies again, you know, the gang of lads I normally hang around with, but a couple of them are busy on things I can't talk about. But Mo's here, so me and Mo have got this bal tent that we're going to use for the night. Going to cook ourselves a nice steak, jacket potato, king prawns, asparagus, all the usual stuff. But today's video may be the last one. I'm not 100% sure, but I do enjoy doing them, but they do take a lot of my time, and that time is really precious, so I'd prefer to spend that with the family, and obviously you'll understand that. Anyway, me and Mo are going to get unpacked into this, and I'll bring you back so you can have a look at what we're doing a little bit later. So, speak to you soon. So we've set up inside, so let's go and have a quick look. So a lot more comfy than what you used to see me sleep in. So there's Mo's bed, my bed, and as you've just seen a minute or two ago, got the stove on so we can get a quick brew. Too long until we get the steaks on. Right, it's about 6 o'clock now, so it's time for start getting us tea on. So, trusty old 10-inch Firebox stove pan. Get that right on the stove. And let's just wait for that to get hot before we put the steaks in. Now tonight I'm doing steak, jacket potatoes, asparagus and garlic king prawns. So it's a bit like surf and turf. So we'll just wait for that to get hot and then we'll crack on with the rest. So that's heated up really quickly, so get a little bit of oil on, let that warm up. So what I've done with the ingredients tonight, I've rolled them all up in the foil. So I'll undo them. So I've got the garlic butter and garlic puree and the prawns. Then I've got the asparagus. But the most important bit is the T-bone, not the T-bone steak, sorry. These are ribeye steaks. So I'll season them up. Now inside this, it's pepper, salt, and crushed chilies, because if you've ever watched any of my videos before, I always have to have a bit of chili with everything I cook. So there's one. Two. So move this oil around a little bit. Now for the sizzle test. Well, that worked. Season the top of them. Now I think with the ribeye you need to cook them a little bit longer than you would a sirloin steak because you want the fat to render down. So I'll bring you back in a little while when these are ready for turning. So a couple of minutes have gone by. So when you're cooking steaks, don't be tempted to move them around in the pan straight away. For some reason they'll stick slightly, but after a few minutes they'll release themselves and you can turn them over without tearing your steak open. So let's give these a shot now. So there's the first one. And the second one. So hopefully you'll be able to see that where the fat is, the big piece of fat in a ribeye steak, that's starting to go golden, but it's starting to melt and render away, so it won't be too fatty. So season these again. So what I'll do in a little while, I'll take these away to the side and let them rest, because doing this asparagus is so small, that won't take long at all to do. And as you know, prawns are really fast cooking. But if you notice at the back, I've got 2 jacket potatoes that have been pre-cooked at home, so they're nice and crispy on the outside. But the tin foil's just going to stop them from burning, because this hot pan on top of the actual tent fire is very, very hot. So I'll give these another quick 30 seconds or so on there, and I'll see what they're like underneath. Not quite ready. So I'll give them a few minutes and then I'll bring you back when I start doing the prawns and the asparagus. Right, I'm going to take the steaks off now and let them rest. Put them to one side. I will put them back on the heat in a little while, but for now I'm just going to cover them up so they can rest gently. Now we're going to use the little bit of oil that we had from the vegetable oil that we had before we put the steaks on, but these are also going to have some of this rendered steak fat that's in there, which will only ever add to the flavour. But as I say, these won't take hardly any time because they're very, very small. Couple more minutes, they'll be done, then we can put them in the foil so they stay warm. So I'm going to take these off, put them in the foil. They'll continue to steam in that. Been lazy today, so use a little bit of this garlic. Not going to go too crazy with it. I get the prawns in. A piece of asparagus that's escaped. So get these lovely and pink. Move the jacket taters around. Wow, them are hot. Well, that was nice. Won't be too long until these are done at all. Let me get the steak served up and I'll show you what it looks like. So the prawns are now fully done. So give them a good stir in the garlic butter. Serve them up first. I've not counted them because I'm used to at home getting the least amount of prawns when Heather's got something to do. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put these steaks back in there just to get some of that garlic flavour on the steak while I serve up the potato and the asparagus. Potatoes are very hot. That one's coming off with this. After I've dropped it on the floor, try and open them up. Ooh, that's hot. Firebox knife. Sour cream on the potatoes. I picked this habit up in America. I prefer having sour cream on the potato than I do to having butter nowadays. There's more of that left if you want some in a bit. Now for the asparagus. One last turn over of the steak. Oops. And there you have it. Steak, king prawns, asparagus and a jacket potato. All served and cooked in less than 10 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this and I'll chat to you soon. Well then, as you can see, we finished this tea and the sun's gone down. So we've got the place lit up. I've got a petrol light underneath us. The heat from the camping stove is going to keep us warm all night. You'll hear quite the wind's picking up quite a lot because there's a storm coming through called, I keep forgetting, what's it called?
Babet.
Storm Babet. So it's a red level warning storm, but it's going up the other coast rather than where we are. So hopefully it'll just be very, very loud winds and quite a lot of rain. But anyway, let's get on to the tea. It took about, I don't know, 10 or 12 minutes to cook it from start to finish. And if you've seen these videos before, we normally give them a, what was it, 5 out of 10 or, to go,
Yeah,
marks out of 10.
Out of 10, marks out of 10.
So, Mo goes first, because I'm a bit biased. How many out of 10?
Oh, I'm giving that 10 out of 10. Yeah, it was absolutely tremendous.
I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. So obviously not lost the skills over the summer. But I prefer camping in the winter anyway. So if I do some more camping and I decide to make some more videos, it'd be great to have you coming along. But anyway, we're going to have a bit of a chill out because we haven't seen each other for quite a while. Mo's made some homebrew. So after 3, 1, 2, 3, cheers!
Cheers.
It's really good.
That'll do.
Anyway, I maybe see you in the morning, but if not, draw!